Hey, what's up, Ramley? My name is Trent. This is Rams Talk. I'm live streaming the game recap on Tuesday. I didn't get around to a post-game recap. Couldn't spend the time doing all the notes and the production and post-production and everything. So I'm just going to come at you live stream, give you my whole spiel about the game, and then take some questions. So if you're not working or just coasting at work right now, and welcome very much to the channel. Thank you very much to the channel. We need a mobile QB. I like Goff, but I don't know if he's the guy. Yo, Trent, what's up, Ray? What's up, Exile? Thanks for jumping on here. Guys, everyone give the live stream a thumbs up because it just sends it out to more people and pops it out to more people. But I'm glad you all can make it now. I'll tell you what, I mean, here's the deal. I'm just going to say this right off the bat. 49ers brought it. 49ers brought it. You guys, you know, we can sit here and talk about Goff all day and how terrible he is and this, that, and the other. But you know from watching the game, like, which team just had the juice, right? The 49ers had the juice in this game, even though they were depleted. They have our number. Shanahan has our number. And I feel like Jared Goff, his whole like, there are some teams you just play well against. There's some teams that have your number. And I guarantee you when Jared Goff plays the San Francisco 49ers, for whatever reason, he wigs out. Not when he plays Seattle. Like, he has Seattle's number, but he plays San Francisco, aside from 2018 when, like, everyone was injured and they, you know, didn't have it really any good players healthy in that year, and we swept them. You know, they you know, Jared Goff just he's like a deer in the headlights against San Francisco. And, you know, I took a deep breath. This game, I was kind of numb to it. I wasn't as emotional as I was against when they played the Dolphins. And there are several different layers to this. And number one, the Rams are 7-4. And every game that they've lost was a game they could have won. Buffalo could have won that game. San Francisco, the first time, could have won that game. They lost by a touchdown. Miami could have won that game if it wasn't, like, really, if it wasn't for the fumble sack return and the special teams kickoff return, the Rams pretty much could win that game. And because those are just like two crazy plays. This game could have won that game. Every game that they've lost, they could have won. If you looked at the schedule coming into this season, and, you know, I picked the Rams at 10-6. If they end up 10-6, that's a good season. Despite what Jared Goff is doing, 10-6 is good. They can still go, what are there, 5 games to go? They could still possibly go 11-5. If they go 11-5, that means Jared Goff is playing better. You know, that means they could go 12-4. Ruiz, the Rams, like LA Rams, they could. Because if you go take that Miami game, flush it out, and then you look at Seattle and Tampa Bay, everyone here is flying high. We're not even thinking about Miami anymore. Miami is an anomaly, right? But then Goff shows up, poops the bed, and now we're back to Miami game. So I think Goff has limitations. No one's arguing that. No one. And this season really has been Sean McVay, like, holding his hand more than any season, and I feel like Goff is kind of regressing in a way. Yet the Rams are still 7-4. And this game hurts a lot because it's the 49ers. Trust me. You know, I've lived through the 17 consecutive losses. I lived through when the Rams were good back in the 80s and losing to the Niners. I've lived through it. I hate the 49ers. But honestly, let's give the 49ers credit. I hate to do it. But the 49ers, they came ready to play this game. And I know there were situations and circumstances before this game where the Rams really didn't have a practice. Come back from Monday Night Football, have a rest day, COVID hits, can't practice. Niners come off a bye. Now, listen, I will say this. Something has to be said for the horrible scheduling situation with the Rams and 49ers this year. The first time they played, the Rams, I think, came off the Washington game, flew from the East Coast back, then had to go up to San Francisco. San Francisco, I think, already had one home game against who was that? Who did they play at home? I think it was not against the Dolphins, but they had a home game where, and then they're playing the Rams, who just come off of an East Coast trip, right? So that favored the 49ers. Now the Rams, they play Seattle at home, then they go and play Tampa, then on a short week come back home and play the Niners, who had a bye week. So I know the Niners are injured, but they still have a talent. I mean, it's a deep roster. Listen, Jimmy Ward balled out. Sherman balled out. Their linebackers balled out. They had fresh legs. They were flying everywhere. And what they were doing is they were giving Goff, they were taking all the short plays away. They're clogging the running lanes, where the linebackers are in the second level there. They were taking everything away there. And what the main takeaway I have from this game, aside from Goff ball security, is really just not throwing the ball deep. He did a couple times, but this is another part of Goff that's frustrating. He's just not accurate. He used to just throw darts down the field, and now he doesn't. Like that first interception, does anyone here know where Goff was going with that first interception? I mean, was he trying to throw it away? I still don't even know what happened there. And so if he doesn't throw the pick six to Javon Kinlaw, the Rams win this game. So okay, so just know that the Rams could have won every game that they played this year. They were in it till the end, and it really takes kind of meltdowns for them to not win. Russell Wilson has had at least 2 major clunkers this year. Granted, it's Russell Wilson. Okay? So, I mean, every quarterback, Aaron Rodgers melted down against Tampa Bay. Things like this happen. Granted, it's Jared Goff. Now, Jared Goff, so this reminded me, this game and the Miami game reminded me last year of the Tampa Bay game last year and the Pittsburgh game last year, and to an extent, the Dallas Cowboys game. But there were 2-3 games last year where Jared Goff had complete collapses, and the Rams lost, right? And I feel like he's had those 2 games already. Complete collapses, Chernobyls. This Rams team, if they don't turn the ball over, they pretty much win every game. If they don't turn the ball over, they can win every game. All he has to do is take care of the ball. Nick Mullins took care of the ball. There was a tap by Aaron Donald, which, that's not really on Nick Mullins, that interception. That was a tap on Aaron Donald. Then the strip sack return. But for the most part, Nick Mullins took care of the ball better than Jared Goff did. That's why San Francisco won the game. Because Nick Mullins wasn't a turnover machine. And that's all Jared Goff has to do. That's all this is the situation we're in. We're not even asking Jared Goff to be 2017 or 2018 Jared Goff. We're just asking him to be Seattle Seahawks Jared Goff. No touchdowns, no interceptions. 3 rushing touchdowns. Move the ball. Take care of the ball. That's all we need. I don't the interception against Tampa Bay where he threw it over the middle and the safety came in and took it. Did anyone here really complain about that? No, because there are some interceptions you can live with. There are some interceptions where the defensive player makes a good play, jumps a route, reads the quarterback, and it's an accurate throw for the most part, but someone just makes a better play. Like Darius Williams against Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson didn't make particularly bad throws. Darius Williams just made good plays. So it's hard to fault QBs on every interception. Sometimes it just happens. And I have no problem with that. No, I didn't have a problem with that interception against Tampa Bay. That one interception, that happens. But when you have it's just complete, it's like I said before, it's he just has an out-of-body experience. He's not even manning his own body. It's just he's just throwing and he doesn't even know where he's at. And that first interception is just what are you doing? It's just the complete what's happening here? The fumble. Rams were gonna be in field goal range, right? And he fumbles the ball. And that you just can't do. It's just, what are you thinking? He's just not thinking. Then the interception, pick six to Kinlaw. What are you thinking? They're just terrible on the scale of interceptions. They're the worst, and turnovers. They're the worst kind, and that's the issue with him. That's the issue. Like, Malcolm Brown fumbled, but no one's complaining. You know why? Because Malcolm Brown never fumbles or loses the ball. Gerald Everett against the Giants fumbled it. No one's calling for his head because he rarely does it. Like, other Rams players don't turn the ball over. Jared Goff last year, I think, up until maybe that Pittsburgh game, was a turnover machine. But then he didn't turn it over at all, at least with fumbles, for like 10 games, even stretching into this year. The first 7 weeks of this season, he had 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 0 lost fumbles. First 7 games. From the Miami game on, in 4 games, he's had 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and 4 lost fumbles. So basically, 4 touchdowns, 10 turnovers. And the Rams are 2-2 in those games. Before that, they were 5-2. So all that needs to happen, and everything is fine. All that needs to happen is just take care of the football. Just take care of the football. At the same time, if Goff in that game, if those interceptions were him trying to hit a deep ball, but they were intercepted, we would all have less of a problem, because one of them wouldn't be a pick six. So, that's the thing. And also, I know everyone here is freaking out and saying, we got to trade Goff. We got to put on Wolford. We got to get rid of Goff. We got to draft another Goff quarterback. Stop it. Grow up. Seriously. The amount of money that's owed to him. And also, the Rams are 7-4 despite this. Despite this, the Rams are 7-4 and still the top seeded, not conference division leader in the NFC. They're still on a good track, right? The Rams still can win a touchdown with Jared Goff, or win a championship with Jared Goff. Yet he's asked, yeah, but like, did we think that? Did you think that at the Tampa Bay game? Because the Tampa game was all Jared Goff, and we won. Were you thinking about that after the Seattle game? No, we weren't. We need to stop being like this. Every week where Goff is okay, he's a top 10. The next week he's a bum, trade him. We are stuck with Jared Goff for at least 2 more years. There is no way around this. There is no way around it. So, when you realize this, you start thinking, how do we fix the problem? If you have a problem, let's say you're stuck in a ditch. You don't sit there and just get pissed off. You're stuck in a ditch. You try and figure out how to get out of the ditch, because you're not going to get out of the ditch until you get out of the ditch. And wanting Jared Goff to be gone and talking about getting rid of Jared Goff is not living in reality. It's not happening. Okay? So let's pivot from we need a new QB to how does he improve? Because after the Miami game, remember, he can't handle pressure. He can't pick up the blitz, which he couldn't in the Miami game. And then what does he do against Seattle? He picks up the pressure. He picks up the blitz. He's capable. He played in an NFC West championship game, and pretty much he's the reason the Rams won that game. I know Greg the Leg was, but there was no running game in that game. This is not the same Jared Goff as before. We all know that. But it's in there. It's in there. So after the 2022 season, we can get out of the Goff contract with an $8 million cap hit, dead cap hit. 2 more years. We have 2 more years. So McVay, Goff. Goff needs a soul search. He needs to figure it out. He can't be timid. He needs to go for it. And like it's just he was always an accurate guy, but this year I'm not seeing that. So I think he's just, remember Jim Everett at the end? He like the phantom sack. I don't know if he just is feeling something. Yes, the Niners are built to beat us. The Niners are built to beat the Niners, but the Niners have a lot of free agents after this year. So we'll see if it's the same Niners, guys. We'll see. Hey, what's up, Ryan Rampage? Yeah. Guys, I stayed up till like 1:20 a.m. watching that game, and I'm coming off of a cold, so that was like the last thing I wanted to do. But I was ready to call. I was ready to just turn it off, and then the Aaron Donald strip sack, and then the Cam Akers. I'm like, whoa! I'm awake. I'm back. And then that happens, and let's talk about other things in that game, though, right? So we don't have Whitworth. We don't have Rapp. Kaiser didn't play. Terrell Lewis didn't play. Burgess is out. So, like, we're starting to feel the rash of injuries, okay? I felt the offensive line wasn't as strong, but, I mean, the 49ers team speed, they were everywhere. They took what we wanted to do away. They dictated the game. They asserted. Jalen Ramsey apparently had a little hip issue right before the game. That's why he played 69% of the snaps. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm reading some of these comments in between. And that's the thing I thought before the game. I thought, you just stick Ramsey on Debo and you just let everyone else play. You do Ramsey on Debo, that's all they have. And Ramsey missed 30% of the snaps. And, after the touchdown, the Rams tightened up. It was a completely different deal. But here's the thing. Nick Mullins drove the team down the field twice for 2 field goals, and Jared Goff couldn't do it in this game. I'm trying to think that, Goff has done well to drive the Rams down to field goal range. But I'm trying to think of the Rams. Well, the Gerald Everett play against Kansas City, but I'm trying to think of a game where the Rams in 2 minutes needed a touchdown or something and went down and scored a touchdown. Who's our guy on offense like Gurley and Cooks and Watkins where, I feel like the Rams have it's a complementary offense where everyone is, Renee House is right. The Reaver better be on time or that perfect throw can turn into a pick. It's all about timing. Remember that pick, was it against the Giants? When it was to Van Jefferson, and it was picked off, and it was like more of a Van Jefferson thing than a Goff thing, but it looked like a Goff thing because it's all about this timing and hitting them in stride. But, Goff just hasn't been super accurate on some of these contested balls, I guess you could say. Like a lot of overthrows, even that Cooper Kupp for a first down that was just like a 3-yard out, and you just threw it behind him. And it's just some of these things you just – and how many Niners were carted off the field in that game? You're like, gosh, how are we still losing this? But, the Van Jefferson didn't down the ball on the 1. I mean, that was a big play too. Malcolm Brown fumbled. That was a big play. So, there are a lot of things to go around. I felt the defense balled out. The defense only allowed 17 points. That should be enough to win the game. Now here's the thing. We're playing Arizona coming up. I guarantee you Goff isn't viewing Arizona as, oh man, this defense makes me nervous, especially without Chandler Jones. He probably views this as like, okay, I feel comfortable against Arizona. Like, I feel I can get back on track against Arizona. Arizona's Budda Baker. They have Patrick Peterson. So they have a decent defense, but they're not bringing it like the Niners were. Trust me, they're not bringing and Jared Goff does not have it up here, mental block in his head like he does against the 49ers. Yeah, and also, that's a great point. Ill Goose. Why the hell don't we use our tight ends more? I have no idea. I don't know what's going on there. I think we have New England 3 days after Arizona. No, I think we have. Hold on a sec. Checking schedule. Yeah, we go to Arizona now. Yeah, we play Cardinals. We play we go to Arizona. We come home, New England, then the Jets, then we go to Seattle, and then we come back home for Arizona. So I feel like this could be a win. In New England, like as bad as New England is, as I feel New England is, Belichick versus Goff. Like I can't just go out and say, yeah, we're going to beat New England because Belichick will scheme against Goff. You know it. So there's that. The Jets, I mean, come on. If we lose to the Jets, guys, then you're going to see the freak out. Yeah, not using the tight ends falls squarely out on McVay. That's a McVay problem. We should be using tight ends more. Look at what Higbee did last year out of necessity. I mean, I felt like this game, especially when the outside zone wasn't working, what the Rams did last year when they went to 12 personnel more was they were running more power and more duo, so outside zone really basically means the offensive linemen are getting to the second level. They're using the tight ends to block. The running back goes to the outside and cuts back to an open lane. That's really what outside zone is. The 49ers have a lot of speed, so they were really stuffing that outside zone. So what you do with that is, and this is even what Greg Jennings was talking about, is like when you run it right up the middle, look at the Cam Akers play. Look at the plays they broke free. They were right up the middle. And that's when you just go power and duo, and that's when you're just running up the gut. And I think that, yeah, we do struggle against physical teams. And I do feel that we just need to, sometimes we can get away from the outside zone. It's okay, and let's just pound it, right? What do I think about McVay's calling on the last drive? I thought it was bad, but also at the same time, I feel like Goff needs to just have a completion. Like, have a completion. Do something when the team needs you. Like, listen, I've been skeptical of McVay's play calling a lot this year with the balance, but, to his credit, in this game, they were trying to establish the run the whole game. And I mean, finally you see what happens when you keep trying and you're persistent. And Cam Akers, like, hey, shout out to Cam Akers in this game, guys. He missed Goff missed the throw to Woods. Woods was open on 2nd and 5. Yeah. He also missed that throw to Darrell Henderson. That's a touchdown. I don't know how many touchdowns he's missed this year. Yeah, Goff was openly critical, right? And I think, hey, what's up, Alex? All right. Oh, man. All right, Alex Cruz, take it over. Okay, so Alex Cruz here, he's that Ram Dude 11 on Instagram. And we message back and forth, and he's always breaking down Goff. And we agree on so many things. The happy feet, the tapping of the feet, kind of gets his timing off. One of these days, I'm going to do a Zoom with Alex and that Rams dude, and he's going to break it down for you guys. But oh God, like be kind. I forget what I was saying, but the McVay being tough on Goff. Yeah, well, I mean, at some point in time, it's obvious, right? Like, had Goff not fumbled, because that's just, man, that's totally managed. But you just slide, you keep the ball, that's a field goal, right? The pick six to Javon Kinlaw is such a fluke. Like, what are you doing? If you just take the sack there and you just don't let him get any points on that drive, that's 10 points right there. That's a 10-point swing. Rams win the game. It's not like you're asking Goff to win the game. You're just asking him to be responsible. And it's like, I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed, right? Maybe send a wide receiver instead of Henderson on the wheel route. Can't help but think tall receiver would have caught that pass. Yeah, I think, but still, like, Goff just really hasn't had the deep. Like, remember against Kansas City, he just throws that beautiful one into Gerald Everett, or even against Minnesota, he throws that bomb to Brandon Cooks. I mean, like, perfect. Like, he just does. He's just not crisp, with these passes. He maybe puts a little touch on that. I mean, here, listen, let's talk about something else in this game. Officiating. I felt the officiating was pretty horrid, second week in a row. I thought the Nick Mullins thing was actual, that wasn't a fumble, but like Aaron Donald's getting held all the time. The pass interference they called on us a couple times was crap. I felt like the officiating was not great. Cam needs 20 touches. Yeah, but we need to be quick to diagnose if the outside zone isn't working to go up the middle. Yeah, Cup and Woods got held. They did. Jalen's still the GOAT. Jalen I hope his hip is okay. He had a hip problem. That's why he didn't play a lot. PI on Ramsey, yeah. Mountain Home calls they have been missing is ridiculous. Yeah. Aaron Donald coming into this game had one holding call. You go his way out of 577 snaps. One holding call the whole season. You go back to Tampa Bay. Listen, you know how many times you're watching a play, you don't even see the holding call, and it's called, and they show the replay, and like, oh, that was a holding call, because you can't see everything. That Tampa Bay game, I probably saw 3 just total blatant holds on Aaron Donald, and it's ridiculous. Yeah, and the 5 seed won't be bad. We can play the NFC East. That's a great call, Jim Foster. Like, let's play good enough to finish in the 5 seed. Like, Seattle should win out, really. Like, their rest of their season is pretty much cake. If the Rams could just finish second, which they can because in the NFC West, which they can because, Arizona has fallen, and I feel like the Rams will own that. Matt Gay, everyone. Matt Gay. Like, really, guys. I was super excited about Matt Gay because, like, touchbacks. Everything was a touchback. It was beautiful. Then he's making, like, when he goes out for a field goal or an extra point, LeVar Ball, thank you. You're not holding your breath. You feel confident. The kick will at least get over the line. He's got a leg. So regardless, kickoffs, yes, but field goals were okay. Yeah. What do I think about the Rams record will be after the 49ers loss? And what the teams you think will beat us, if any teams do beat us, the Rams? I think really best case scenario out of the last 5 games, realistically, I think the Rams go 4-1, with the loss being against Seattle in Seattle. Because Seattle has, they're getting like all their players back. They got a lot of players back in the last game. Chris Carson, Shaquille Griffin, someone else. Their center. So, I mean, if they're relatively healthy by that game in Seattle, I feel like that's a game Seattle will win. The other game that I think if they're going to lose would be against the Patriots. Even though I feel that Cardinals are a better team than the Patriots, actually, you can't really say that Cardinals just lost to the Patriots, but the Patriot, Belichick. Until the Rams beat the Patriots with Bill Belichick, then, it's hard to bet against them. But I think realistically the Rams could finish the season at 11-5. But we all thought the Rams were going to beat San Francisco. We all thought the Rams were going to beat Miami. New England's here. So actually, this is a good thing that works in our favor is Rams they go to Arizona, jump on a Southwest hour-long flight, Arizona, done. Come back, home game, New England. Home game, Jets. Hop on a flight, go up to Seattle, play there, come back home, last game, home game against Arizona. So traveling, stay on the West Coast, it's all in our favor. So, yeah, the table will turn. The Niners will win out. Y'all split against Arizona and Seattle. No. Come on. Be real. Be real, Shemaiah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of talk about Brandon Staley getting a head coaching job after the season, but what about Saleh? I mean, look, the 49ers team, like, really should not be 5-6. They should have a worse record. But The coaching has been great on defense. They have the right players for that scheme, but we'll see how much of that defense stays together next year, especially the secondary. Let Cam cook. I agree. Let Cam cook. And I've been a fan of Darrell Henderson, but let Cam cook for real. I mean, he's got the breakaway speed. Yep. I'm all about that fifth spot. Debo kills us. Yeah. Do you see what Debo tweeted after the game? Like two crying face emojis with a gif of Aaron Donald throwing down his helmet in anger. By the way, Debo backed it up on the field, but I'll tell you this. Interesting how Debo didn't at Aaron Donald, and interesting how Debo didn't say anything during the game. Like, really cool. You're a tough Twitter warrior, Debo. Yeah, I really wanted Ramsey to shut him down. Yeah, he backed it up. But at Aaron Donald, if you're a tough guy, like they don't play against each other. So, it'd be one thing if he burned Jalen Ramsey, but he didn't. Yeah, he can tweet all he wants from the couch in January. Yeah, Debo did get tested for steroids. Tweet Debo. So, yeah, I mean, guys, listen, the game sucks and it's frustrating. And I was totally worthless yesterday because I got no sleep. But, it's just a bump in the road. It's a bump in the road. Goff will be better until he melts down again. He always comes back, and then he regresses. Then he comes back, and then he regresses. I'm just so tired of talking about Goff. I mean, this really is, though. This is season 5. He's not anywhere close to 2018 Goff. That's just how it is. I don't know. It's all mental, I believe. So Olin thinks that Rams beat Cards 30-20. Rams lose the Pats 27-17. Beat Jets 26-10. Lose the Hawks 35-21. Beat Cards 29-24. They go 3-2 the rest of the way. They're 10-5 or 10-6. They're better than they were last year, minus all those named players. Raekwon Samuel. And we will smother the Cards. Donald started the tweet war by saying, "Who's Debo?" Donald's my guy, but when he disrespects someone like that, he better expect to eat big fat S-burger. Yeah, I mean, I get you. I hear you. Yeah, I get you. That's just, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, because here's the thing. But this is the thing, though. Yes, Aaron Donald can, eat it for that. But Aaron Donald, he wrecked that game pretty hard. It's not like he laid an egg in that game. Like, Aaron Donald rocked that game hard. Oh yeah, Debo will slip up on roid testing. Well, I mean, I think everyone knows who Debo Samuel is. I mean, especially play fantasy. Here's some irony. I had Debo in one of my leagues, and I had him on the IR the whole season because he was never healthy. And then I dropped him. Someone else picked him up and played him in this last week. Extra reason why I don't like him. Yeah, we are treating Goff like Goff is being treated with kid gloves. McVay has done pretty much everything. Not everything, but a lot of things this year to just make it so easy for Goff, to build it around Goff. Imagine if Sam Bradford was drafted by the Rams and they had this supporting team around him with Sean McVay and O'Connell. Imagine if Bradford had that system. I look at the Rams a lot of times and I'm like, man, can you imagine if the Rams had Aaron Rodgers? Can you imagine if the Rams had Russell Wilson? I mean, if the Rams had one of the top 5 quarterbacks in football, can you imagine? They would be a Super Bowl favorite. They would. They would totally be a Super Bowl favorite, especially coming out of the NFC. I'm trying to think. Who in the NFC? You have Rodgers. You have It would okay. Here you go, guys. What if the Rams had Matt Stafford? Matt Stafford has never had the support system. Like he had Calvin Johnson, but they never had a running game. Their offensive line was okay, and their coaching was crap. But can you imagine if they had Matt Stafford? I feel like I feel like they would be a real contender. Matt Stafford is underrated because he plays for the Lions. But if he was on the Rams instead of Goff, like, oh gosh, of course I'd take Murray over Goff right now. The Rams have such a good system. Yeah, we're not giving up on Jared. Well, hey, Shemaiah, how about a question for you? Have you given up on Jimmy G? Because let's just get this straight about the Niners. The talk with the Niners pretty much this entire season is, what are we doing next year? We don't want Jimmy G anymore. And you know this. Don't talk about Rams fans giving up on Goff. You've given up on Jimmy G. Okay? So like let's just stop with that. Let's just stop with that. Yeah, you know, Goff sling the ball a lot last year. But you know, I don't want to say he got better as the season went, you know, wound down, because there was that Dallas game that he completely butchered. There was another game they lost at the end of the year. I think Goff is an above average QB capable of having meltdowns. That's what I think Goff is. I think he's an above average QB that can just melt the F down. So Jimmy is your QB. He's suspect. Jimmy hasn't had chemistry with none of this skill. But get out of here, Shemaiah. You're living in fantasy land. Jimmy G's your QB. Cool, man. Roll with that. Roll with Jimmy G. Enjoy. Jimmy G. That's just stupid. Stupid. They stay hurt. Yeah, they do. You know who doesn't? Jared Goff. He's always there. He's always there. He's been to as many Super Bowls as Jimmy G. Right? Would you take Jimmy G or Jared? I'd take Jared Goff. Because number one, let's just say their skill is the same. Let's just say Jimmy G is always injured. He's never available. We had this problem with Sam Bradford. And every year we had Sam Bradford, we ended up starting Sean Hill or Kellen Clemens or Austin Davis. Right? That's just Case Keenum. Right? So also Jimmy G never throws the ball down the field, ever. He never did. He never did. Goff has. So just, come on. We're not giving up on Jared Goff. His protection problems can be fixed. A lack of skills can't, and Goff isn't lacking skills. Goff's made some really difficult throws in very tight windows. Listen, Renee House is correct. And I was just having fun of who, you know, imagine if these guys were on the Rams, but that's the thing. Jimmy G has never had a season like Jared Goff did in 2018 or 2017. And those two seasons, he looked phenomenal. He was going up like this. He made throws. That throw to Cooper Kupp against the Vikings. I mean, come on, the rollout in the back of the end zone. I mean, Jared Goff beat the Chiefs. Jared Goff beat the Saints. Jared Goff has done things, right? But find a quarterback that has been perfect in every game. Pat Mahomes in 2018 didn't make it to the Super Bowl, right? Aaron Rodgers, where has he been? Matt Stafford, where has he been? Drew Brees, right? Has Drew Brees only been in one Super Bowl? So, I mean, like, quarterbacks have bad games. Jimmy G has never had an offense healthy enough to do that. Okay, sure. Jimmy G has never been healthy enough to do that. Yeah, Goff is listen. In 2016, when the Rams lost to, just finished the season, were crap. Goff's rookie year. What did he say? He said, "This next year, I'm gonna come back. We're going to right the ship," and he did. Granted, he had a new coach and a bunch of players, but I think he righted the ship after the Miami game, right? Totally did. So he can do it. He can do it. Good news, not playing the 49ers. The Rams are 0-2 against the Niners, and they're 7-2 against everyone else. So I kind of like their chances. That's interesting, Adnan, because I think that, against the Giants, did the Rams score first against the Giants? And then the next play, Everett fumbled, and they weren't the same. But yeah, the first drive it tells a lot, and it's just really converting. Yeah, Goff didn't have Kupp or Gurley in the Super Bowl, and he was late on that throw to Cooks in the end zone. He can do it. You don't have faith anymore? I mean, yeah, Eli Manning proved you don't have to be a great QB to make your team a Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, look at that catch by Dave Tyree. I mean, that wasn't Eli Manning making a miracle. That was Tyree making that, or Manningham down the sideline. So those are key plays that other guys made. Listen, it's super simple. It's super simple. If Goff just doesn't make bonehead turnovers, that's it. End of story. The defense is good enough. The running game can be good enough. All they have to do is, Goff was PI'd on one of them. Yeah, it's getting hot in here. Yeah, guys, I'm going to wind this down in about 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm just going to go rapid fire question and answer here. Saleh just knows how to beat Goff. Same with Flores. Not every team has these elite D coaches. That's true. That's a good point. Trent Dilfer. Yeah, I mean that's what I was comparing this team to. Were those teams that didn't have elite quarterback play, but just had more like game managers and guys that just didn't turn the ball over, made a key play when they needed to, but didn't overdo it. What's up, Preston? Do I think the offense is a little more inconsistent because of the change of scheme and not as many deep shots like 2018? Yeah. I mean, at some point in time, they have to take shots down the field. They just have honestly, especially when the Niners, if you look at the pass chart, the Niners were sitting on everything underneath. So you just take some deep shots and stretch it out. That's all you got to do. It's so easy. You can't say the Rams aren't favorites in the NFC. Saints are the only team I would put above us. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. The Saints are winning games with Taysom Hill. Right? That's nuts. It just goes to show they're a good team, well coached. Could we beat Mahomes in a Super Bowl? I wouldn't put it past our defense to put up a good fight. That'd be actually another interesting game because to see what they would do against our defense. Keep in mind, like I said, the Rams gave up 17 points yesterday. So our best case playoff scenario, Super Bowl. If you want to say realistic case, I'd say I think the Rams can get the 5 spot, beat the NFC East team in the first round. Then that's something. Then we'll see what's going on. Then we'll play. I think we can play Green Bay. Then if we play Green Bay, it's in Green Bay. We play Seattle, it's in Seattle. Everything is on the road. So I feel good on the road. Yeah, when Saleh leaves, 49ers will go 6-10, but they beat us twice. Yeah, I mean the Niners won, but they still should have lost. Our defense played good enough. Miss Henderson, yeah, I don't think we could outscore Mahomes this year. That's true. I don't know if he had 4 turnovers against the Chiefs. I mean, they're not an elite defense. Hey, so Josh Hockey 123, what jersey are you getting? I'm thinking about getting an AD jersey. Just like I never felt right about getting a Goff jersey. I'm not just saying that now, but like, he doesn't inspire that like, yeah, I'm wearing a Goff jersey, Like AD, you're like, dude, this guy's bad. This guy's badass. Like I'm getting an AD jersey. Yep, Rams last 12 games versus Arizona, Seattle, 11-1. Good point. But like, here's the thing: every time we think we're going to win a game, not every time, but like we just totally both times we played San Francisco, like yeah, we're winning this game, and pop goes the weasel. Do you believe because of no deep threat is the reason why the Rams offense is struggling to score points? Defense are respecting. I think it's some play calling mixed in with. There are a lot of times I feel the Rams could hit like a key pass and they don't. And I would like to see them go over the top. I mean, what McVay said is Goff isn't trusting the receivers to get separation. So I think there's a little bit more like Goff just needs to pull the trigger on some of these throws. Do you think we'll make a change in OC? No. No, because the team was completely different when we had LaFleur. I mean, we had offensive line was different, more of like a legit offensive line. We had Gurley in his prime. We had Brandon Cooks, Sammy Watkins. So, like, we had Sammy Watkins when LaFleur was. Yeah, people are still living off that Monday Night Football game against the Chiefs last year. The only reason why I say that is that was a game where Jared Goff won it without Todd Gurley. So when a lot of people say that Goff has never – it's more like part of the resume for Jared Goff. And it was just a great game. It's fun. Those are good memories. We're making a shark race a horse. We are making a shark race a horse on land. Goff isn't a Drew Brees. That surgical and dunks all game. You have to let him take chances and throw the ball around. Plus, we have a good, healthy O-line. Yeah. The road is much easier this year. The only thing is against Green Bay is the cold. I think Higbee should get more involved. I just don't know how really like healthy he was with the elbow. He had like that Gronkowski or the J.J. Watt elbow thing on. I think he should definitely use the tight ends more. The 3rd and 6th screen passes. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about the Eastern Washington Cup jersey. So there are people that have like the red trash cans, like with suspenders that look like the Solo cups, and they're called like Cooper. And I saw that at a tailgate at a Eastern Washington on Twitter. Everett Reynolds, John Johnson Blythe, Troy Hill. Are those your what is that? I'm sorry, I missed the conversation. Yeah, I think they're bringing out a New Jersey next year and then the following year. So we'll see. Kings or Ducks? Kings. Come on. Come on. This isn't time for a flying V. I definitely want to see some deep shots. I just want to see, give guys a chance. I feel this whole thing about not going deep is like just showing that you don't have any faith or trust in the receivers to catch a ball or Goff to make a throw. It just shows that like everything is so calculated. Just try some shots. Well, Goff has missed them a lot, I feel, on deep passes. I just really feel Rams rack up yardage, but don't translate the yardage into points. That's the problem. Yeah, that's true. You look at Goff. Look at the Miami game. He had 300 and something passing yards. And they only had 2 touchdowns. How can we get? Hey, we don't need Greg the Leg back. We got Matt Gay, man. Yeah. More Van Jefferson. Yeah, Wolford, here's the thing. If you put Wolford in for Jared Goff, you're basically closing the door on Jared Goff. And you can't – if this was the last year on his contract, I could see it. But at the same time, Goff is a better quarterback than Wolford, right? Does anyone think John Wolford is going to come in his first game against the 49ers halfway through the game and just, light it up? Reeder and Hollins' performance, please. I thought Reeder played well. I thought Hollins was iffy in this game. But yeah, Reader did well. And Reader was pumped. Reader was pumped in this game. And this is the thing I look at, because you can hear it in every game. You can hear which team is jacked up, which team is hooting and hollering. The Niners were that team, and the Rams weren't. But when the tide started to turn a little bit, Troy Reader was getting into it, and I liked it. Yeah, the red zone stalls, a couple deep shots. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, but we just played against, okay, the running game. We just played against two really good defenses. Nothing to be ashamed about not running the ball against Tampa Bay. They're the best running rush defense in football. And the Niners are a top 5 rush defense in football, okay? Those are just good defenses. It happens, okay? They played well against us. Arizona's not a great defense, okay? New England is decent. I'm not going to count them out. The Jets are horrible. Seattle's defense has been crappy, but they should be full strength when we play them. And they always play us hard. So I'm not putting anything past that. And then Arizona. Okay, so yes, sorry, I'm getting lost on all these comments, guys, but I'm going to actually wrap it up. Like I said, I'm still getting over a little thing here, and I just feel my voice going. So I really want to thank everyone for tuning into the live stream. Sorry I didn't get a piece of content out this week. I just, with that game and work's been busy. So I'm just trying to get this out, but I'm glad it's cool. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Ray, Renee, everyone. Like really, really appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope you all feel better. Does everyone feel a little better and calmer and just like more relaxed? And like we have Arizona this week. We should beat them. Who knows? But I have COVID? No, I don't have COVID. Just a regular cold. Just a regular cold. I just like, when with Thanksgiving and you're younger or you go to your parents' house and it's always your parents cooking for Thanksgiving and you're just helping out and kind of chilling and drinking and whatever, it's fine. But when you actually have to do the Thanksgiving stuff and you got work and you got Rams talk and all this stuff, you just get burnt out. I just got burnt out. Hey, you got it, Kyle. I love it, man. And just, yeah, we got this, guys. Let's just blow them out. I really feel like Kyler's going to get some comeuppance here. Well, thanks, guys. Just take a deep breath. It's fine. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. All right? Anyways, I appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. And I'll get something out this week for the Arizona game. Looking forward to that. And as always, guys, go Rams.